So this was a good week to ask really big questions about the future of democracy, because if you watched the NATO summit in Washington this week, one of the central issues those leaders were discussing was the rising power of dictators and authoritarians around the world. From Vladimir Putin to Xi Jinping to Viktor Orban, there is just a massive consolidation of autocratic power happening right now. And there is a real open question as to whether Western-style democracies will continue to wield the same influence in the face of those rising powers, especially since many of those Western-style democracies, including America's, are in the middle of their own struggles to keep authoritarians out of power. But that fight isn't just relegated to the global or the national level. It is also happening at a hyper-local level. Take, for instance, this man.
Somebody that's a real star in politics and done an incredible job and so popular in Nassau County, the county executive, Nassau County, Bruce Blakeman. Come up, Bruce, for a second. Come up. This guy is central casting. If I'm doing a movie on a politician, this is the guy I have playing. Come on. That's great. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Nassau County is not a sanctuary county, and when Donald Trump gets reelected, this will not be a sanctuary country. God bless America.
That was Donald Trump at a rally in the Bronx earlier this year, praising Nassau County's Republican executive, a man named Bruce Blakeman. Blakeman is a staunch Trump supporter and a very loyal umbrella holder who oversees the county just outside of New York City's border with Long Island. Last year, when a 30-year-old black man named Jordan Neely was choked to death on a New York City subway by a 24-year-old white man named Daniel Penny, Bruce Blakeman led the charge to defend Mr. Penny. Amid massive public outcry that this was a case of racist vigilantism, Blakeman advocated for Penny, calling him a good Samaritan and a hero. And now Bruce Blakeman is taking his apparent support for vigilante justice one step further. For the last few months, Blakeman has been using his power as county executive to train and recruit 75 armed civilians to act as a quasi-militia that can be activated whenever he chooses. And Blakeman plans to empower those armed civilians to use their own private firearms in the event of an emergency. Asked by a local news outlet if a political protest could constitute the kind of emergency where Blakeman would activate his militia, Blakeman responded, "If there was a riot, I would consider it." Now, citizens of Nassau County have been rallying against this plan ever since it was first proposed, rallying outside the county executive building with signs reading, "No militia in our backyards," and "Reject Blakeman's armed militia." But Blakeman has barreled ahead with the plan anyway, arguing that it is necessary to keep Nassau County safe. You should know that Nassau County already ranks as one of the safest communities in the United States of America. So there are a lot of things to pay attention to in American politics right now, but a Trump ally assembling his own private battalion just outside of America's most populous city feels like something worth paying attention to.